Hello, my name is Sally, and this is Caitlin. And let's get started in your yoga practice. Come down onto your knees into child's pose. Your toes might touch behind you, they may not. Knees as wide as comfortable, arms reaching forward, resting your forehead down onto the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more in-breath and make your way into downward facing dog. Relaxing your head, dropping your head heavy. Planting your palms down into the floor and soften the knees. Tilt the tail up and back, lengthening the spine. In breath. Out breath. Joints stay soft. Head heavy. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more deep breath in here. Walk your feet up to your hands and come into ragdoll position. Feet as far apart as comfortable, grabbing opposite elbow. Toes soft, head heavy, knees as bent as needed for comfort. In breath. And out breath. Now gently take your hands to the back of your head and very slowly with bent knees come rolling up bone by bone all the way to the very top and coming into mountain pose. So arms drop down to the side, palms face forward. Feet rooting down, belly engaged, neck is long, energy out through the top of the head. Now bring your hands to the center of the heart. Take one breath here, inhale, exhale, and we'll start our sun salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms up in the air, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward all the way down, softening your knees at the bottom. Take a halfway lift, breathe in, lengthening the sternum forward, and plant your hands, step back to a high push-up position. Now go ahead and drop your knees to the floor here. Look forward and just lower down halfway into low push-up position. Find upward facing dog, pulling the chest through the arms, pressing the tops of the feet down into the floor. Now tuck your toes under and make your way back to downward facing dog. In breath, joints are soft. Out breath, head is heavy. Breathing in and breathing out. Palms nice and flat. Take one more in-breath. Look forward. Bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Fingers could graze the floor or hands could come up to the shins. And fold forward and bow. Stand and reach to the sky. Go up. Look up. Breathe in. Exhale. Fold forward. Soften all the way down. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Lengthening. Step to a high push-up position. And again, drop your knees down to the floor. Look forward, only lower halfway so the elbows touch the ribs. Find upward facing dog. Chest through the arms, tops of the feet press down. Downward facing dog, go back. Breathe in and breathe out. Knees soften, tail tilts up and back, head heavy. In breath. And out breath. Take one more inhale, look forward, bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine, fold forward and bow. Stand and reach to the sky, go up, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward, soften all the way down, knees really bent at the bottom. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and step to high push-up position. So you can always drop the knees. We'll show you another version here. Keep the knees lifted. Look forward. Again, lower down just halfway, low push-up. Upward facing dog, open the heart. Down dog, go back, set your gaze right between your feet. So lots of options for that vinyasa sequence. You could lower all the way down onto your belly and do that baby cobra. You could do high to low push-up with knees dropped or with knees lifted. But we want to use really good form because we don't want to do anything to injure the shoulder. Now one more sun salutation A. Look forward. Bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine, pull the chest forward. Exhale, fold forward, soften. One more time, stand and go up. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, soft. Half lift, lengthen, long, step to high push-up. Your variation of that, low push-up or all the way to the belly, upward facing dog or a baby cobra position, downward facing dog, go back. Set your gaze right between your feet. Inhale and exhale. In breath and out breath. After sun salutation A comes our sun salutation B's. Look forward, bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Halfway lift, lengthen long, fold forward, bow. Bring your feet together to touch if they're not. Bend your knees and sit into that chair pose or thunderbolt pose. Lift and spread all 10 toes. Allow the toes to press down onto the floor, but we're really rooting into big toe knuckle, baby toe knuckle, and the back edges of each heel. Neck nice and long. Stay for one more breath. Fold forward and bow. Halfway lift, lengthen, draw that sternum forward, step to high push-up. Your variation of this part. Low push-up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. The right foot steps up to the right thumb, back foot flat, coming into warrior one. Reach the arms, soften the shoulders down the spine, and then get that breath going. Inhale and exhale. The back foot is spun flat. It's pressing down into the floor. Hips are squaring off a little closer to face front. Inhale and exhale. Tail tucking slightly under. One more breath. Bring your hands down to the floor. Step to high push-up position. Your variation here, low push-up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Remember, we don't have to stay together, so feel free to take things slower, however, whatever speed you'd like. Step your left foot forward, back foot spins flat, coming up to warrior one. Reaching the arms, inhale, exhale. Soften those front toes, tuck the tail under, breathe in, neck is long, breathing out. One more deep breath in here. And bring your hands to the floor, step to high push-up position. Your version of low push-up. Your version of a back bend up dog or baby cobra. Downward facing dog. Go back. Breathing in and breathing out. Palms really flat. Joints are still nice and soft. Even the elbows have just a little softness into them. Now, sun salutation B, flowing, putting one breath per pose. Gaze forward, then bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Halfway lift, get long. Fold forward, bow. Bring your feet together, bend the knees, chair pose, in breath. Fold forward, out, breath. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine, step to high push-up. Exhale on your low push-up. Upward facing on your back bend. Downward facing dog. Go back. The right foot steps to warrior one, back foot flat. Reach up, inhale. Hands to the floor, high to low push-up. Upward facing dog, your back bend. Downward facing dog, left foot steps, warrior one. Root down, go up, breathe in. High push-up. Exhale low, take your time. You don't have to move at this speed. Upward facing and downward facing dog. Steady your gaze right between your feet. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to flow through one more sun salutation B. If what you need is more rest, feel free to go back into child's pose and reside there as we flow through one more sun B. So if you're coming along, look forward. Bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Halfway lift. Lengthen. Fold forward and bow. Bend your knees. Sink your hips into chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, soften. Halfway lift. Lengthen. High push-up position. Your version of low push-up. Upward facing or baby cobra. Down dog. Go back. Step your right foot into warrior one. Back foot flat. Go up, breathe in, and high push-up. Exhale low, upward facing dog, and down dog. Left foot steps into warrior one. Press down, go up, breathe in, high push-up. Exhale low, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. So we will all meet up in child's pose. So dropping down onto the knees, sinking the hips back, just taking a quick breath right here. So make your way up onto all fours, and we'll come into a variation of side plank. So keep your left knee on the floor and take your right leg long behind you. Spin that foot flat, reach your right arm up in the air. So this is a modified version of side plank. If you'd like to intensify this, you can actually stack both feet right underneath you, pressing the floor away. So you might play around with that, or you might go ahead and drop the knee. Take one more full breath here and find high push-up position from here. Step your right foot forward and come up into crescent lunge. Start to breathe. This pose can take our breath away. You always have the option here to drop your back knee to the floor, so feel free to take that if you prefer. Bring hands to the center of your heart, and then take your twist toward that right leg. Good. So crescent lunge twist, breathing in, breathing out. A couple variations here you might prefer. You could press the left hand down onto the floor and the right arm up in the air if you want more support of the floor. You always have the option to drop that back knee. So whatever variation you're in, we're in a crescent lunge shape and we are twisting. Stay for one more breath here. Now we're going to spin the back foot flat, coming into warrior two. So spin the arms up and around and reach 10 fingers long in opposite directions for our warrior two shape. Hips are now open to the side, shoulders open, and the gaze just turns over that front middle finger. One more breath here. Hook the right elbow to the right thigh for extended side angle pose. Arm reaches forward. And an option you can take is taking that arm and reaching it behind the back for a half bind. In breath. And big out breath. Continue to press that knee open with the elbow. Inhale. Exhale. Unbind the arm if it's there. Return back into warrior two position. And then cartwheel the arms down to the floor. You could go right to downward facing dog or go through low push-up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Joints soften, head drops heavy, gaze right between your feet. In breath and an out breath. Let's return back to hands and knees, and we'll start our side plank. So this time, left leg behind you, foot spun flat, left arm up in the air, and you can always stack those feet underneath you for an extra challenge in that side plank pose. In breath. Big out breath. One more deep inhale here. Find high push-up and then step that left foot forward into crescent lunge pose. You know your choices here. You can drop that back knee for extra support. In breath, bring hands to the center of the heart and take your revolving twist. Right elbow hooks on to the left thigh. Good. Knee could drop, hand could go to the floor. Take your variation of this pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take just one more in-breath here. Transition carefully. Spin that back foot flat. Come open into warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Arms are reaching long. Lots of energy in the fingers, but the shoulders soften down the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Hook left elbow to left thigh. Arm could reach forward or it could reach back and bind behind the back. Inhale. And an exhale. Nudging that thigh open. Breathe in. Breathing out. If you have bound, reach that arm up. Come back into warrior two for just one more breath. Then cartwheel the arms to the floor. You could transition right to dog or go through your vinyasa of low push-up into a back bend and downward facing dog. In breath. And out. Breath. Now, look forward. Bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Take a halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Fold forward, bow, feet together, bend the knees, and come into your chair pose. Bring hands to the heart center, and let's take our twist to the right. So hook left elbow to the right thigh. Start to breathe full. Keep the knees in one line. Dropping the hips down so that the chest can lift up, and we can get a deeper twist here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Take your feet apart. Take your peace fingers, index and middle fingers. Grab onto the big toes and bow forward. If that hand position isn't accessible, ragdoll works just fine by grabbing opposite elbows there. Head really heavy. And in all of this forward folding, if you feel like what you need is to stand up, please feel free to just do that. I'll take one more breath here. Release the fingers from the toes. Walk the feet back together to touch. Bend your knees into the last chair pose. Reaching the arms, spreading palms wide. Hands to the center of the heart. Take your twist over to the other side. Right elbow, left thigh. Breathe full. Inhale. Exhale, dropping the hips down. The chest will lift up. We rotate to the side. One more inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Take the feet apart again. An option here is gorilla. You turn the palms to face up, standing on those hands, and you always have that option of just grabbing opposite elbow for ragdoll. Knees soften. You want to be able to take a little bit of rest here, so if it doesn't feel restful, you want to take a version of the pose that feels a little bit more restful. So now we'll take those wrists into an opposite position and come into crow pose. So plant your palms down on the floor, bend your elbows a lot so that you can put your knees on the backs of your arms like a little shelf. Now feel free to keep your feet firmly planted on the floor, or you can start to shift some weight into the hands, maybe lifting a foot, maybe lifting the other, but look forward because that gaze will hold you up into the pose. Good, take one more breath, and then make your way into downward facing dog. Good, start to get your breath back in downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling. So we'll move through a vinyasa. Pull to high push-up, low push-up, upward facing dog, in breath, down dog, go back into the posture. Good, now look forward, bring your feet forward to your thumbs. Halfway lift, in breath, fold forward and bow. Stand and reach to the sky, go up. Now from here we start our balancing postures. Come into eagle pose. So the right arm goes under the left arm, right leg over the left leg. So in eagle we have lots of choices. You could put that sort of dangling foot as a little kickstand on the floor. You could keep it lifted, or you could sort of wrap it around the calf. Your level of comfort. Feel free too to just grab onto a wall and make the posture work even just by pressing onto a wall. Take one more breath. Release it out and just switch sides. This time, the left arm will go under the right, left leg up and over the right. And then get your breath back. Falling out of a yoga pose is just part of yoga. So if you step out of the pose, no big deal. You just return, step back in, and reconnect with your breathing. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Release it out. Back to the right side. Right arm under, right leg over. Eagle pose. In breath. Out breath. Deep breath in. Release out. Other side. Left arm under, left leg over. Remember, if those variations of the arm positions don't work, you can always just find one that does. Take an inhale and release it out. Bringing hands to hips, standing nice and tall. Now reach down and grab a hold of your right knee for our standing leg raise. Good. Keep that foot really activated that is hanging there. And then open the leg out to the side. An option you can add is to reach the left arm long. And then sort of the top level is looking out over that left hand for an extra challenge. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now bring it right back down the middle. Just take hands to hips here and just let that knee out in front of you. And then just put it down on the floor. Switch sides. Left knee into the left hand. Open the leg out to the side. Maybe your right arm reaches out long. Perhaps you take your gaze out over that right hand. Lots of breath. Inhale and exhale. In breath, out breath. Bring everything back down the middle, hands to hips, and then place that foot back into the ground. Next, we'll make our way into airplane pose. So kick your right leg back behind you. Arms reach back behind you, palms down, and lift your chest up. Yeah, start to breathe here. It's like an upward facing dog on one leg, fingers spreading wide. Bring your hands to the center of the heart center, and we will come into balancing half moon. So the left fingertips will touch the floor, right arm reaches up in the air, and that right hip peels open. Breathe full. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Stay for one more inhale. Bow forward. Exhale. And take your time making your way up to stand. Once you come up to stand, feel free to shake out the leg or anything. Good. Next, the left side of airplane pose and our balancing half moon. So kick your left leg back. Arms reach back behind you like airplane wings. The chest lifts up as though we're an airplane that's taking off, as opposed to one that's landing. Heart lifting. Breath full. And reach those arms back behind you. Fingers spreading wide. Deep inhale. Hands come into the heart center and balancing half moon. Right fingers low, left hand high, breath full. That back leg is really engaged. The spine stays long, neck stays long. Stay for one more breath here and fold forward. Exhale, taking your time to come up to stand. Coming into mountain pose, just to get nice and centered here. And we'll come into dancer's pose. So turn your right palm to face side. And go ahead and reach back and pick up your right foot. Good. Reach your left arm up in the air. So if that's your fullest expression of where you'll go, feel free to use the support of a wall to kind of reach back and grab that foot and work there. That's fine. Otherwise, you can press your shin to the wall behind you as your chest lifts forward but stays in a back bend, and breath stays full. Our dancer's pose. In breath. Out breath. Deep inhale and release out. Change arms. So the left arm, palm faces right arm high. Pick up the foot. Stay and work there, or press your shin back into dancer's pose. Heart stays lifted. And even take your gaze slightly forward and up as a way to keep that heart lifting and opening forward. In breath. Out breath. Take a deep inhale. Release it out one more time each side. Back to the right side. Pick up the foot. Press the shin straight back. Heart stays lifted. Breath full. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Release out. Switch sides. Dancer's pose. Very challenging pose. There's a lot happening in the body all at once. So show yourself some grace. Just some deep, full breaths. In breath. Out breath. Fullest expression. One more inhale in. And release out. And set up tree pose. Vrikshasana, the tree. So on the right side. Foot could take a little kickstand. Foot could work to the inner calf or the inner thigh. Wherever you choose to work this posture today. Hands coming into the center of the heart, the neck long, the chest open. Breathing full. For the last inhale, reach your arms up in the air. Perhaps even challenge yourself by gazing up. And release out, switching sides. Tree pose on the left side. Rooting down through the standing foot. We've maintained the shape of mountain pose from the crown of the head to the bottom of the standing leg. Chest open, neck long on all sides. And breath deep and full. For the last breath, reach your arms up in the air. Perhaps take your gaze with it. Deep inhale and release out. Step back to the front of your space and we'll do a vinyasa to return back into downward facing dog. Reach your arms in the air. Exhale, fold forward, bow all the way. Halfway lift, lengthen long. Step to high push-up position. Your variation of this. Low push-up. Upward facing or baby cobra, downward facing dog, go back. Knees soften, head drops. So now we come into our triangle series. So step your right foot into warrior one. Warrior two opens up. Straighten the front leg and come into triangle pose. Right hand low, left hand high. So feel free to put that hand on the floor or the shin or even above the knee. We're going for a long spine here. You might feel this in your right inner thigh. You might feel it in your back. So just making the shape of the pose and breathing deeply. Inhale. Exhale. Make your way back up into warrior two. Then facing the side wall. We'll take our side facing wide-legged forward fold. Let's take hands and interlace them at our tail. If that's not accessible, you could grab opposite elbow or even just doing hands to hips is fine. And then fold forward and bow. So all 10 of our toes are facing that side wall. Knees could stay a little bit soft. In breath. And big out breath. Dropping the head nice and heavy. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if you have a bind behind you, interlacing the hands or something, keep it there. Gently make your way up to stand. Now we'll change to face over that front leg, shortening the stance quite a bit. So kind of moving that back foot up, softening the knees. You might still have your hands interlaced, or you could just do hands to hips. Bow forward over that front leg into our pyramid pose. You could reach your hands to the floor, you could interlace them behind you, but drop your head heavy over a soft right knee. Now making our way into our twisting triangle position, take a halfway lift with both hands on that front leg. Now maintain that length in your spine as you reach your right arm, maybe out to the side, maybe up in the air. We're kind of steering that chest over to that side and up. Continue to pull the hips back, the chest forward. Take one more breath here and either go right to downward facing dog or step to high push-up position. If you're in down dog, we'll meet you there. Otherwise, low push-up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Onto our left side of our triangle series. So left foot steps forward, warrior one. Open to warrior two. Straighten the left leg and take triangle pose. You might notice you need to take a different variation on one side than the other. So just acknowledge that if one side requires something that the other side did not. Breathe in. Breathe out. Continue pressing the feet down, lengthening the spine forward. Energy stays in these top fingers. In breath and out breath. Gently make your way back up to warrior two. Now square the left toes off to face where the right toes are facing. Choose maybe a bind behind the back or hands on hips and bow forward over those legs. Keeping a softness to the knees, a heaviness to the head, and rooting down deeply into the feet. In breath, out breath. Keeping the bind if you have one, take your time coming up to stand. Square off to face front, shortening the stance. Soft knees and bow forward over your front leg. Pressing the feet down strongly, but the joints are soft and have like a watery quality around that. So knees have just a nice little softness to them. Head really heavy. Take a full breath here. Stay for the exhale, softening, deepening into that. Now find your halfway lift with both of the hands on the front leg. Continue to draw the chest forward, hips back, and reach your left arm out to the side and start to reach it up toward the ceiling. It may go to a different place on this side than it did on the other. It's very normal. In breath, out breath, keep pulling the hips back, pulling the chest forward, and just opening up to that side wall. Stay for one more deep breath in. Either go right to downward facing dog or step to high push-up. The option of low push-up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. So we'll all meet in down dog with the joints soft, the head heavy, the gaze between the feet. Pull forward to high push-up, lower all the way down onto your stomach. And we'll come into our back bending series. So starting on the belly, reach your arms back behind you, either like airplane wings or interlace your hands at your tail. Lift the chest, maybe lift the legs if that's okay with your back, but thinking about more length over height. So length more important than height as we lift up, extending the spine, and just engaging the entire back side of the body. Breath in, breath out. Stay for one more inhale. Release everything down. Turn your right cheek onto the floor, and then just take rest for just a moment. One more time with locust pose, interlacing the hands or airplane wings, and then lifting up. Thinking about how long we can get as we lift up off of the floor. Breath stays deep and full. Stay for one more deep breath here, and release down. Now turn your left cheek to the floor. One more back bend on the belly. You can feel free to take locust again if you prefer, or you can reach back and see if you can grab a hold of the feet. If you reach back and you can't find them, just come into locust pose. That's just fine. Otherwise, this is floor bow. Think of it as sort of a floor variation of dancer's pose. Wrap the thighs closer together and then start to press the shins to the wall behind you, and you'll find that the chest lifts up off of the floor. Just a couple breaths here. If this variation doesn't work, you can just return right into locust pose. Take one more inhale here and release it down onto the floor. Good. Make your way into upward facing dog or baby cobra. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Next, we'll take a posture called camel pose. So drop onto your knees. And if your knees on the floor needs a little bit of extra support, feel free to shove something under the knees, a sweatshirt or a yoga mat or a pillow, something like that. So tuck your toes under behind you. And first variation we'll just take with the thumbs kind of hooking under the rib cage. So taking the shoulder blades, wrapping them back to the spine, start to go back, lifting the chin. And this back bend, we want to keep it into that mid to upper spine. So it's not going to be some huge back bend. Just breathing full here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Stay here for one more in-breath. And just take a seat right on your heels, keeping the spine nice and long. Good, so we'll take one more of those. You can take that variation, or we'll show you one where you can actually reach back and try to find your heels. So coming up onto your knees. So reaching back, finding the feet, or back into that variation that we just did. But keep the hips right over the knees, opening the chest, wrapping the shoulder blades back into the spine. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Stay for one more inhale. Take your time coming out of this pose and coming into downward facing dog. Kind of resetting here. Now drop your knees down onto the floor. Swing your feet around and come onto your back for our bridge pose. So now we take our back bending down onto our backs. Bend your knees, plant your feet, press your feet down, lift the hips up. You could either keep hands pressing onto the floor, or you could also interlace them underneath you, working your shoulder blades closer and closer together behind you. In breath, and out breath. One more breath here, and gently release down. Deep breath in, and breath out. Bridge pose again. Press down and come on up. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can kind of connect to your feet with the mind's eye and make sure that the toes are pointing directly forward and that your feet sort of aren't really wide on the mat and sort of gripping toes into the floor. So just pay attention to the base of support here. Take one more breath and release down. Deep breath in and out breath. So we'll show you another variation of a back bend you could take or leave. So reach your hands to your ears, pressing your hands onto the floor, and then starting to straighten your legs beneath you, coming into what is known as wheel pose. So we could all do this pose when we were kids, right? But if this isn't accessible to you, you could also drop your head onto the floor here or return right into bridge pose. We'll take one more breath here. Gently make your way back down onto the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale. We'll take one more, either bridge or wheel. Press down and we go up. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. In breath. Out breath. Stay for one more. In breath. And release it down. And we'll take Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the bottoms of the feet together to touch. Knees open. Hand to the heart, hand to the belly. Close your eyes. Just taking rest. Letting the spine just come back to center. Letting gravity just take a gentle hip opener. hand to heart, hand to belly. We're just reconnecting to breath, heart, just the rhythm of the body. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Bring your knees into your chest. And we'll take happy baby pose. So reach down and grab the bottoms of your feet. If you can't quite reach the feet, just grab the backs of the thighs. That works just fine too. Maybe a little sway side to side here feels good. And try to get as much of your spine as possible down onto the floor. Now draw your knees into the belly and start to rock up and back. If that's too uncomfortable in the spine, just skip it. We're going to meet in boat pose. So in boat pose, grab the backs of your legs, lift your feet up off the floor, and open your chest. So we want to stay nice and long in the spine. You can stay right there, or you can play around with reaching your arms forward into boat pose. I like to flex my feet a lot here. It just keeps your legs really engaged in the posture. And you can play around with maybe starting to straighten the legs a bit. But breath stays full and the spine stays nice and long. Inhale. Exhale. In breath. Out breath. Stay for one more deep inhale. And we'll make our way back into downward facing dog. Resetting again. Now we'll come into half pigeon pose. So bring your right knee forward and set it up behind your right wrist. Back leg stays long. Just sitting your hips right down the center, fighting the urge to kind of sit the hip over to the right side. If this feels okay and you want to go a little bit more deeply, you can come onto your forearms or even lie all the way forward on the floor. Come back up onto long arms, and we're going to take a pose called double pigeon pose. So bring your back leg around the front, and it sort of wraps over top of your right leg. Now this pose is hard for a lot of us because our hips are really tight, so don't force anything. Just kind of make the shape as best you can. We want the thighs coming straight out from the hips. The right shin is stacked right underneath the left shin, and that left foot will probably kind of dangle off of the thigh a little bit. Get your spine as tall as you can here and just start to breathe. Stay for one more inhale and make your way back into downward facing dog. Now your left knee pulls through, steps behind the left wrist, back leg stays long, centering the hips, and seeing if you need to stay there or come to the forearms or lie all the way forward. Trying to breathe deeply, softening into the posture. Returning to long arms and coming into double pigeon, taking the right leg, wrapping it over and forward over top of the left leg. Each side might feel completely different than the other. Keep the spine really tall. If you do need something deeper in this posture, which not many people look for in this pose, you can hinge the torso forward, just kind of coming into a deeper intensification of the posture. But breath stays full. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay for one more deep breath and untangling, coming back into downward facing dog. Last downward facing dog of the practice. Now drop your knees back to the floor. Bring your feet around to the front. And we'll take single leg extension. So take your right leg long and sort of make a tree pose with that left leg, somewhere on the inside of the right leg, and bow forward over that extended leg. Grabbing a hold of anything you can reach, your shin, your knee, your foot, allowing that extended leg to be a little bit soft, so don't feel like it needs to be straight. Folding forward, dropping your head heavy over the posture. Coming up to a tall spine and just switching legs. Left leg extends, right leg bends, bowing forward over the extended leg while maintaining a softness. Coming up to a tall spine, now we'll take double leg extension. So both legs extend long in front of you, bowing forward over the extended legs. Knees stay soft, head drops heavy. Coming back to the long spine, we'll take tabletop pose. We'll show two variations of this. First one, go ahead and bend the knees, plant the feet, hands touch the floor behind you, and lift your hips up, dropping the head back to your degree of comfort. That's one variation. Another variation is if you go ahead and straighten your legs and lifting the hips up high. So your choice. In breath, out breath, deep inhale, and lower your hips down. Coming into fish pose, coming onto the forearms behind you, legs stay together, and the toes at this point actually point forward. Wrapping shoulder blades back, the heart becomes the highest point in the posture. Softening the head back to your comfort. In breath. And out breath. Make your way down onto your back. So we'll take our restorative sort of upside down poses. The first option for a place for that is Viparita Karani. That's where the hips are just on the ground and the legs are reaching up overhead. So feel free to stay right here. Otherwise, you can bring the hips up into the hands for shoulder stand. In shoulder stand, we don't want to have the weight on the neck. So make sure that your neck is not having undue pressure on it. We're lifting the hips up as high as we can. Starting to breathe. Now from here, take your feet toward the wall behind you. Maybe they'll touch the floor, maybe they won't. It's not important. This is plow pose. An intensification here is to actually interlace your hands on the floor beneath you. From here, we move into deaf man's pose, bending one knee over each ear. And taking your time, rolling down out of the posture, bone by bone, or however you come out of the pose. And if your legs were up in Viparita Karani, you can just release everything down onto the floor. Now we'll take a supine twist. So bring your right knee into your chest, extending your left leg long. Take your right knee across the body, taking the right arm out like a wing, and turn your gaze over to face that right hand. Allowing every breath to just soften you into the posture, just further preparing your body to be at rest in Shavasana. Come back into center, take your time. Switching sides, the left knee comes to the chest, right leg extends. Take it across the body, left arm out, turning the gaze over the left thumb. Feel free to close the eyes. Just softening, using the breath to just deepen you into the posture. Come back into center. One final squeeze with the knees coming into the chest. Just kind of reach out, grab them. You can even lift your head up off of the floor and kind of scrunch everything in nice and tight. Take one more breath here and come into Shavasana. Extending arms and legs down onto the floor. Letting the legs just fall how they fall. Eyes closed. Shavasana is a really important part of our practice. We just let the body remain at rest for just a couple moments until I bring you back out. Take rest. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, just bringing some awareness back to the body. Take a nice deep full breath. Empty it out. With as much ease as possible, just roll over onto your side. Press yourself up to any seated position. Inviting the hands back into the center of the heart, sending your gaze right over your fingertips, just taking the last breath together. Inhale, exhale. Bring your thumbs to the center of the forehead, and we honor one another as we bow and say, Namaste.